Time to start up Dragon Age again. Oh yeah, I forgot about that mod armor that I bought. For some reason that's is a little glitch and it's making me invisible.
You've done me a service. That fool Imrek was barking for a week. Are all humans so touched? You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
Keeping Alistair with me for a bit.
Follow, Warden. Your arrival is a mixed blessing.
Those statues of dwarven paragons, if I remember right. The best of their ancestors.
Now that's a thing of beauty, daughter. If you work hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know your name.
Yes.
Mother, I don't want to be like
Pity for a poor old man.
Don't say that. Not to me, not to anyone. Now get back to the forge. I want to see more details.
Yes, Mother.
Currently just a floating
really
head.
in that cage for 20 days?
It might have been closer to 30. I stopped counting after a while.
What did you do? I mean, 20 days is a long time to sit in one place and do nothing.
On good days, I posed riddles to the passers-by, offering them treasures in exchange for correct answers.
Really?
No.
Ah, too bad. That's got serious potential.
Can they say anything else? I think Zebran might have more to say, I'm not sure.
What say you?
Care to answer some questions?
By all means.
Okay. Do I have any special gifts for him? Gifts. I think I gave him everything I need. Well, everything he can take normally. I'm going to be supporting Buck Harrowmont.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these dashers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
Not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Dwarven politics at work.
I won't have fighting in the Commons, especially in front of outsiders. I find that sodding fool, I'll have him in the Legion. Vieta, Surfacer. I'm bid to let you walk the Commons, but keep your place. Warden or not, I want order.
The Blight is coming and I need Orzammar's assistance. Can a city function like this?
See, that's why I don't want you surfacers seeing our worst. You'll think that's all we are. The market is thin, but busy, and the tavern never closes. Bad blood is usually kept to the proving. Should toss Balin and Harrowmont in there, sort this all out in a hurry.
Proving? Harrowmont and Balin are the ones I need.
They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate.
You mentioned paragons?
Surfacers appoint no paragons? Truly, you're lost in all that sky. They are the best of us, declared living ancestors. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate, the true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter.
Blight is coming. I need Orzamar's assistance.
Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so
Okay,
different?
I should get going.
Yes, you should.
Wow. So this is Orzammar. It's huge.
Jannar Armurus.
Ancestors, guard my son. I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? Although, I can't imagine your ancestors reside in the stone.
What were you praying for?
My name is Vilda, widow of Turok of the Smith Caste. I pray here every day for my son, Ruck. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul.
Safe return. Your son is missing?
It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them.
Did anyone go after him? The Deep Roads?
The Deep Roads are where Darkspawn come from. They descend for miles into the earth, and we must patrol them constantly or be overrun. I lost my husband to them. If I lost my son the same way...
Did anyone go after him?
The captains don't want to lose anyone searching for stray men. Too many were taken by Darkspawn that way.
There are Darkspawn in the Deep Roads?
The Deep Roads are where Darkspawn come from. They descend...
Okay.
I lost my husband to them. If I lost my son the same way...
We shouldn't abandon him. I'll look for him if you want.
How? There is no way except to brave the Deep Roads yourself.
I am a Grey Warden. That's what we do.
A warden? So you could do it. Only wardens face the Deep Roads without a company backing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers.
Don't get your hopes up. We could search the Deep Roads for decades with no sight of the boy.
Please, find me as soon as you return.
Gonna visit around in here. Eventually I'm gonna pop out around there.
Welcome to Jannar Family Armorers. I must say, you look like our type of people. Looking for a new set of mail. At Jannar's, we have everything from leather to platinum.
You know anything about what's happening with the king?
I stay out of politics. It's not good for a smith to get the attention of those who grant vendors licenses. Lord Harrowmont's a fair man. My father did business with him, and he always paid on time. But the Idukans have served us well. If it is the ancestors' wisdom to keep them on the throne, I cannot object.
Are you part of the Smith caste?
Aye, for 100 generations. My father made his name by inventing a fold and tacit, which were integrated into the cuirass. But, I'm guessing by your face, you're not a smith yourself.
Let me see what
of
you
course.
have. What's Sten have right now? Bladra complete helmet, gauntlets, boots. Oh yeah, he's equipped with everything, isn't he? What about Alistair? Alistair could probably use some good equipment, but I don't think we can afford anything here. No, we cannot. Okay, I'll leave for now. Can't afford anything here.
Maker's blessing on you, brother.
May his divine spirit always light your way.
Ah, it's a great pleasure to meet a fellow believer. I'm Brother Burkle of the Red Cliff Chantry.
returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar.
Don't dwarves worship their ancestors or something?
There is resistance. It's obvious the world wasn't created by the mortal souls who dwelt within it. But Orzammar persists in worshipping its paragons and forefathers instead of the Maker.
Let them worship whatever they like. The Khun is the only way to enlightenment.
If that's true, then he will come to it in time. Your path is no truer than his. Goddamn, I wish I had saved it. Son of a bitch. If that's true, then he will come to it in time.
False philosophies hinder his journey. This chantry encourages faith in an unknown god instead of understanding oneself.
There's nothing wrong with faith.
Are you saying you will help?
Whose permission do you need to open a chantry?
The Shaper controls changes in Orzammar's structure and society. I need the Shaper of Memories' permission to open a prayer meeting.
The Shaper of Memories?
The Shaper of Memories controls the Shaperate, Orzammar's record system. Like the Chantry's historians, but more thorough. They track the births and lineage of every dwarf born in the city, every property sale, death in battle, marriage, or divorce.
Any idea where I could find him?
The Shaperette is in the prime tier of the city. Does this mean you will help me then?
Very well, I'll speak with him.
I can see the Maker's hand on your shoulder, guiding you always. Please let me know as soon as you've heard anything.
I will. I'm not gonna go there till later, because otherwise I'm just making an extra trip there for nothing. Actually, I really should bring... fuck. Jeez. Can't think of... Liliana here. I'll switch her out for...
Indeed.
him for now. But eventually I will, switch back.
Yes.
Only switching her is so I can get her nugs.
Of course.
No way to go in there too. That's also just making an extra trip for nothing. Okay, there's... Chalk that guy.
I knew I should have stuck to common nugs. I've gone and lost them too. I'll never find them the way they skitter.
Common nugs. I don't like those. They look dirty.
No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down.
If I see any nugs, these things dangerous?
Gotta boil them before roasting, but otherwise no, safe as sand. Some people swear they make good pets. May as well leash a turnip, I say.
If I see any nugs, I'll send them your way.
Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
Alright, now I'm looking for some nugs.
Hey, what's down there?
Got one.
What's this? An elf? I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you past the front lines without Adesha's permission. And I've heard nothing of any new patrols scheduled to leave today.
What I'm doing here is none of you. Why do you need patrols?
Don't let the comm fool you. The Darkspawn are down there, aren't they, Commander?
Either we finally have the edge, which I doubt, or the beasts are building up numbers for the next attack.
Actually, they made their move on the surface.
The surface? But I thought the vermin never went up that far except at...
Except during blights. Ancestors save us if that's what's happening.
Are Darkspawn the only dangers in these tunnels?
Of course not. Down here, you're bound to run into giant spiders, deep stalkers, and other vermin.
Deep stalkers?
Ugly beasts they are. walk on two legs, but they have the head of a worm and hunt in packs. Watch out. They're not afraid to take on a group their own size.
Are there no dwarves past this point?
A few outposts. Legion of the Dead, mostly. Fools that they are. Some scavenger types, too.
Legion of the Dead?
It's an independent company of soldiers. They accept no command but their own. Anyone who can bear arms can join, no matter his crimes. Or sanity. They hold a funeral when they join, and swear their only goal is a glorious death.
Will you let me pass?
Into the deep roads? Not without a full unit of soldiers to back you, my friend. Orzammar can't afford to lose its citizens or honored guests on casual visits to the deeps.
I should go.
Aye.
I found one Nug. Ooh. There's a second one.
So have you heard? Morrigan and him, you know.
Have you nothing better to do than spread idle gossip? And besides, he can probably hear us both. You're not being very discreet.
No, look, he's not even paying attention.
Maybe. You don't think that he's serious about it, do you? The woman is a vile fiend.
Well, look here. Now who's an idle gossip? Meow.
You're the one who started this, I might remind you. And well, I'm ending it.
Okay, I know there's another one down here. Yep, there it is. I don't remember how many there are. I think they're all just all in this area. Let's see. They should just be all in this area. Guess I will go down here real quick.
I think I just stepped in something.
Okay.
Shortly, we'll get plenty.
They're immune to the damn spells.
Who are you? You don't look like any guardsman I ever saw, and that's not much of a uniform. Oh, you looking for a chance to bring in some coin? Could be I have that opportunity, especially for someone with a few connections above ground.
Yeah. Oh. I didn't think about those.
Long as you keep your eyes down and your mouth shut, we've got no further business.
I never checked to see if it went out earlier. I think I found them all.
Go on, I'm out of the nug game. Got nothing to sell. Saraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
You look like you're not from around here.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
I'm a mage myself.
Then I'm truly honored. I've never met an actual mage. Is it true you can manipulate nature's forces with your mind? Like you were born with lyrium in your veins? I can't even imagine.
Why is a dwarf interested in the circle?
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
Why wouldn't they?
No dwarf has ever studied at the Circle of Magi. I guess you never read First Enchanter Caitlin's treatise concerning dwarfs and the non-heritability of magic. He tested dwarfs from 20 bloodlines and found they couldn't perform any level of spell casting, regardless of lyrium exposure or time on the surface. The Circle speculates that lyrium in the stone shields us from spiritual influences, and over time made us immune to them.
Right, of course I read that.
I want to go to the Circle to study. I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
What would... I can bring the circle your request.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcast. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperiums for Tikum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child?
She's so enthusiastic and adorable. I'm glad we're helping her.
Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
One day the Paragon Branca will return. Oh, and on that day,
Go here for now.
I hope the Assembly picks a king soon.
the Aedukans have held the throne for 370 years. That's long enough.
You have come at a difficult time. Orzammar is ailing
For want of a king.
Greetings.
Lord Balin is a bad, bad man. Yes, very bad.
News of the hour. Support Lord Haramont at your own peril. Darkspawn will overrun Orzammar within
how
the
is it
year
the
if he
dwarves
becomes
have a
king.
king?
Experts
I thought
say.
they voted on everything, or something like that.
I forgot to spark another conversation between people. Heading up towards the
require
arena.
a moment of silence to take in this magnificent sight.
Okay, this is the assembly. I don't understand why the doors are so big compared to everything else.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
I will.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Desha's lords and ladies of the Assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Yes.
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough. The Assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
Alright, let's see what's happening. These dwarves. Oop.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the Assembly of the Clans. Only Dashers and occasional guests of state are allowed in.
You don't recognize a Grey Warden?
Forgive me. I am so exhausted. I completely forgot about the message from the Gate Guard. Welcome to Orzammar, Warden. I hope you can forgive our unrest. The loss of our king has hit us hard. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne.
Blight is coming.
Troubling, but it will still seem distant compared to the empty throne.
Assembly is blind to all else.
The Assembly is blind to all else.
Does this city not care the world is about to end?
This is their world, and it ended when Endron died.
Is there any way I can break the stalemate? So who has the authority to aid me?
Dulin for Endron, Harrowmont's man, can be found at the Harrowmont estate. Vartag Gavorn, Prince Balin's second, is often here in the Assembly. I only wish there was more I could do for you. Warden, I'm afraid the Assembly is still locked in debate. What can I do for you?
Who is on the Assembly?
Only members of the noblest houses are eligible. Those who claim a Desha, General, or Paragon among their ancestors. As steward, I am a non-voting member. I'm not permitted to voice opinions about the vote, although I am forming some about our members.
Is there any way I can break the stalemate?
I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord Harrowmont, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. Dulin for Endron, Harrowmont's...
Save it here. Just talk to this guy.
Warden, welcome. It is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartag Gavorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring?
This treaty obliges Orzammar to send troops to the surface. Who is Prince Balin?
Why, the rightful ruler of Orzammar. A title he would have greeted you under, had not subversive elements been plotting against him. He is King Endron's only surviving son. There is no reason to seek any other to take the throne.
This treaty obliges Orzammar to send troops to the surface.
Ah, ancient documents indeed. These were signed in the reign of Eithnar Bimo, Paragon and King. That was 16 generations ago. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
Battling the Blight is more important than politics.
No one wishes this fight over more than Balin. But while it rages, Orzammar can spare no one to combat what may or may not be a new Blight.
Are you implying a Grey Warden wouldn't recognize a Blight?
I believe you. But what are we to do? If Balin followed his heart and sent his men to aid you, Harrowmont would steal his throne. We would defeat the Blight and return to find our homeland devastated by an incompetent tyrant.
First I went to him since he was here. Then I also have to seek my aid from Harrowmont instead.
Wait. We must be cautious about whom to trust. But perhaps we could find a way. Harrowmont has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him. But if a neutral party, a stranger, were to approach certain key members, I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
I'm getting this. What kind of evidence?
Harrowmont promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harrowmont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harrowmont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Where did you get these?
That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your tree.
There's someone you can report him to?
Normally, the Shapers would handle this sort of accusation. They are the scholars who manage our laws, histories, and genealogies, They are the final arbiters of all disputes in Orzammar. Unfortunately, the Shaper of Memories is the most important among them, and his grandfather was Lord Harrowmont's aunt's first cousin. Obviously, we cannot expect him to offer an unbiased opinion.
He'd hold a distant relative over his duty?
I guess I can't expect you surfacers to understand the importance of family in Orzammar. The Shaper is biased, and if you want Prince Balin's help, you'll have to show where your loyalties lie. Will you do it?
I'll have to think about this.
Don't expect this offer to last. If my prince hears you swore allegiance to his enemy, he won't be so friendly next time. I will be here if you change your mind.
Okay, that basically gives me the quest. Time to time travel. Now go talk to Lord Harrowmont. Yeah.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Forrender, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
I have a treaty obliging Orzammar to aid against the blight. I'll just pretend like I had that conversation. Or that I've heard suspicious things about Balin, the king's death.
That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrowmont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties.
What do you want me to do? Denounce Balin publicly?
If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Harrowmont's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
Do you mean to find out why your fighter dropped out? So you'd like me to enter the proving in Harrowmont's name?
It would certainly make your loyalties loud and clear. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
I'll enter the proving and see why the others withdrew.
Excellent. The arena is located off the Commons. Talk to the proving master and tell him you're entering Lord Harrowmont's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Baisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring. And be sure it's before the fights begin. After the first bout, no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
Lord's Trust.
Lord Harrowmont is a weak man, and he will be a weak...
I go all the way out here now.
Legion of the Dead sighted battling Darkspawn near Orzammar. They have no orders.
It'll be 2 years tomorrow. By all the holy sodding ancestors, how can you people just ignore that?
Branka didn't go alone, Oghra. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapster's and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teat? Ha!
You lift a weapon or attack a single citizen in Orzammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exiled. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call a guardsman. Can you believe it? Ogren's barely even warrior caste anymore, and he just clomps in here like he's entitled.
Who are you? Who's Ogren?
Ogren's a drunken wretch. He comes up here 2-3 times a week, hounding people to lead some suicidal rescue mission after Branka. Gets quite violent about it. I'd be scared if they hadn't practically gelded him after he killed young Lord Mino.
What happened?
All Mino's son said was how unlikely it was that a bunch of Smiths would return safely from the deep roads. Which is true. Ancestors preserve us. That's what the warrior caste is for. But Oghren claimed it was an insult to a paragon. Next thing, they're in a duel to first blood to defend Branka's honor. Then Oghren starts screaming and runs him through.
Wasn't the duel to first blood?
It was a huge scandal. Oghren should have been executed, but he'd won honors in the Deep Roads. Instead, they stripped him of all weapons and forbid him from engaging in fights within city limits. If he breaks the decree, he'll be exiled.
Why does Oghren care so much about Branka?
She's still his wife, isn't she? Even if she took their entire house into the Deep Roads and abandoned him.
Branka was married to that drunk?
Well, before she was a paragon, she was just a smith. And Oghren was one of the best warriors of his generation.
Why did Branka go into the Deep Roads?
Chasing some old treasure. She was quite secretive. Outright rude, really. She said she never asked to found a house, that she didn't care about politics, and that we were too self-absorbed to... She actually threatened anyone who said they'd come after her.
How did she become Paragon?
She invented a smokeless fuel that let the Smith caste increase their output by nearly a third. Deaths from the Black Lung also dropped. The Assembly said she had the favor of the ancestors and declared her a paragon. They moved Branka, Oghren, and all their relatives to the noble caste and founded a new house in her name.
I should get going.
Did you see any...
Need to get Alistair's strength up.
So, I've been hearing rumors that a certain wine merchant is falling behind on his payments.
I can't imagine what you mean. I paid my expenses.
Blood and damnation.
What about the expenses your good friend Jarvia incurs when providing your protection? It's not easy ensuring nothing bad happens, that no one decides to just burn everything in your store.
My store! Please, I don't have much. Business isn't good. People are scared. Tell Jarvia I'll get her money.
Jarvia's not happy with your promises, old man. Now let's go inside and see what you've been holding back.
Yes, let's see.
This is all I have right now. I could get more if I sell something.
Well, well, looks like we have a visitor. Friend of yours?
Is there a problem here, friend? Are these men threatening you?
Please, don't get involved with this. You don't know what they're like.
Then allow me to make some introductions. These are dangerous times in Orzammar, stranger. Lucky us, the merciful Jarvia is offering protection from the chaos. You're wearing some fancy stuff there. Might make you a target. So if you want the Carta's guarantee of safety, it's yours for the reasonable price of 10 gold sovereigns. Or I can't say what might happen.
I'll risk it.
Then I can't be responsible for what happens to you.
Everyone attacked that one. Shit. Oh, he's dead.
Get away!
I go.
Let's make it
Attack him.
What have you done? Great ancestors, he's dead! In my store. I have to get out of here. I have to hide. Jarvia will hunt me down for this.
What, no token of gratitude?
For painting my name on the largest target in Orzammar? Sodding stone, why do you think we paid Jarvia's extortion? You've ruined me. If I die...
It's your fault. I have to run.
On it. As you like.
I guess this is it. I don't think there's anything in here I could take. Okay, I've healed my injury, that's good.
Why do you call yourselves crows? Crows are scavengers, not killers.
I heard that at one time they considered calling us the Castros, but you know, it didn't sing. It didn't dance.
God damn it. When the hell did it fucking autosave recently? See where it left off at. Okay, when I left that guy's store.
Why do you call yourselves crows? Crows are scavengers, not killers.
I heard that at one time they considered calling us the Castros, but you know, it didn't sing. It didn't dance. Of course.
Okay, that time I got in, no problem.
The Proving Grounds. Bloodsport entertainment for the masses, at its best.
The proving will begin shortly. I'm sure you can find a place in the stands. Or were you here to take part in the fight?
I'd like to fight as Lord Haramont's champion.
Well, that's a surprise. Never thought the Grey Wardens would take an interest in our king. Let me just put you into the schedule here. Now, is there a particular name you wish listed?
I am Malorand of the Grey Wardens.
I'll just call you Grey Warden, since those elven names are such a mouthful. We actually have an opening in the first round. Are you ready to start?
Who will I be fighting?
Looks like Suern's drawn first bout. He was one of the youngest champions ever. Beat his own father at 12 years old. All for the right to earn his battle status 2 years early. Are you ready to start?
What are the rules?
Are you ready to start?
Yeah. Gotta take care of some crap first.
Look, I already told the Proving Master I withdrew. Do you have to keep harassing me?
I've never seen you before in my life.
Nor I you, but it's pretty obvious who you're working for.
Are you Basil Haramont?
I am. So if you're not here to... How do you know who I am?
If you tell me what's happening, I could help you.
Look, it's just, when I was younger, I had a thing with this Idukan girl, Revelka. Lesser cousin, nowhere near the throne. Her family wanted her marrying up, so they matched her with a BMO. But we didn't exactly stop seeing each other.
You're afraid your affair was... and now Balin's found out?
I thought we were discreet, but she's married to a Desher's heir. He'd kill me if he knew. So I have to slink out of here like some worthless brand for fear Balin will tell the whole city.
What evidence does Balin have?
They have letters. Love letters Revelka wrote me. If they were made public, she'd be disgraced. Her husband would cast her aside, and I would be lucky to be allowed to die in a duel.
Did Balin threaten you himself?
No. One of his fighters, a woman named Miyaja, she's the one who threatened to expose me.
Would you fight again if your secret was safe?
There's no way to guarantee that. I appreciate the thought, but they really have me over a shaft here.
I can get those letters back.
You do that? I don't know how to thank you. I know it's my own fault, but I'd have married her if I could. If you can make sure that evidence doesn't get out, I'd be happy to fight in the Proving. But you need to find them quickly. Registration's closed.
Once the bout starts. Yeah, okay, that's a separate guy.
You new in the fights? I don't remember seeing you before.
Oh, you wanna... You don't get out much. I'm Melran, one of the Grey Wardens.
It's a pleasure. Name's Guidon, and I just tendered my resignation. Somehow I don't think the Ancestor... I bet he did. That man thinks nothing is beneath him. Well, you could just tell him I had my reasons. It's not so much what happened, as what's going to. I heard from a reliable source, Lord Harriman's already given up the throne. Balin called this whole proving to let his lordship save face when he concedes.
It's ridiculous. Harriman isn't conceding.
Oh? And where did you hear this? That's more reliable than a member of the Assembly.
I heard it from the Harriman himself.
Well, that's not what I expected. I know Lord Harriman. He's an upstanding man. He'd never lie to someone's face. Maybe you're right. I'm just a warrior. I've always tried to stay out of these noble politics. If I find out this whole thing was some flunky of Balin's lying to me for his own gain, I'll...
Get back on the proving and knock some heads.
Maybe I will at that.
Okay.
Yes, it will be done.
Trying to find those damn letters. Better save it there. To the other side. Just need to go in here. Or break into here.
Perhaps I could have a try at that.
Didn't I say I need to concentrate? There's plenty of time to congratulate me after the fight. Everyone knows about... It's an honor. They say on the surface, they're the only ones who fight Darkspawn, and everyone hails them as heroes, and... are you taking recruits?
Actually, I'm building an army to fight the next Blight.
A Blight? Then that must mean you want recruits. I bet you're here to pick the best fighters. Am I right?
I can't make you a warden, but you could join our travels.
Really? That would be great. I always wanted to travel with the wardens. See the world. Oh, and best of luck in the ring.
Did I just recruit him? Okay. Okay. Okay, that doesn't actually happen. Wasn't sure. You mean insufficient skill? Shit. See if there's a fucking key or anything. Otherwise, I might have to leave and come back when his fucking lockpick skill is higher.
You must be the Grey Warden. Luke John said one of you signed up.
They said the Warden's here to fight for Harriman.
I guess we'll have to show what kind of tricks we learn in Orzammar.
I hear you've been threatening Harriman's fighters.
Is that an accusation? It's illegal to threaten proving fighters outside the ring.
Not helping them keep their dirty secrets, though. That's another story.
It's a private matter. Matter, you shouldn't interfere.
You haven't been here long. You'll learn soon enough. Nothing in Orzammar is private.
As long as someone can find out.
Come on, Luke John. We have a fight to prepare for.
My damn game crashed again. Okay. Okay, I need to leave and get Liliana. Said she's able to steal from. I have to go back out and get her. Damn it, went the wrong fucking way. Okay, I've got that now. Go ahead and trigger the dialogue.
You seem to have quite a disdainful attitude towards elves, my Qunari friend.
Don't take it personally, Elf. I have a disdainful attitude towards everyone.
Braska.
Indeed.
As you say.
Yes, as I say. Time to steal from her, then hoping someone can pick the damn lock on the chest. If not, then I have to come back here. In my head, I'll just have to say they just kept putting off the proving for some reason. Until I got back.
Yes, my friend? Yes, of course.
Here I got the love letters back. Come on. Take the damn letters.
The proving's almost starting. I should leave if you haven't found anything.
Every letter's right here.
Where did you get those? No, I don't want to know. Just thank you. I can't say what it means to know my Revelka is safe.
Yeah. I can never turn away a man in love.
I will be glad to fight for Harrowmont in the provings. Thank you again, friend.
I think I could have gotten gold from that. Maybe. I don't know. Crashed on me a couple times, and I better keep saving it.
Good, you're back. I was about... Are you ready to fight? Remember, once the fight begins, the roster is final. No new additions are accepted, and all withdrawals are marked as losses.
Crystal, I'm ready to taste blood.
Go down to... This is a glory proving. fought under the eyes of the Paradons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. First up is Suwern of the Warrior Caste. Many of you remember when Suwern made history as a lad of 12 by defeating his own father in this very ring. Today, he fights as a champion for Prince Balin. Opposing him, in Lord Heramont's name, is a member of the famed Grey Wardens.
In the name of House Iduken and our future King Balin.
For the glory of Lord Heramont.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Let's see.
The winner is the Grey Warden! That was an exciting start, Warden. Suwern is rarely trounced, and so thoroughly. Are you ready for your next opponent?
Yes. Who is my next opponent?
Next, you're up against Miaja and Lukjan. As twins, they've always been allowed to fight as a single person. They're warrior caste, but their mother was a smith, so watch out for Miaja's hammer. And don't forget Lukjan. Most fighters do, and end up with a knife in their spine. Are you ready to begin?
Yes.
All right then, I'll see you out there. This is a glory proving. This round, Heramont's champion takes on the notorious duo. The warrior caste twin terrors, now fighting for Prince Balin, Miaja and Lukjan.
May the stone
When you fall.
For Lord Heramont.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
As you say.
You guys have to worry about her now.
You have forced my hand!
The winner is...
Grey
Well,
Warden.
that was an exciting bout. 2-on-1, and you took them both easily. Are you ready for your next opponent?
I can use the rest first.
Very well.
They're saving.
Good. The crowd is eager to see another
Who am I
victory.
fighting?
Well, this bout should be quick and dirty. You'll be fighting Hanashan, one of the legendary Silent Sisters. She's a ferocious fighter and dedicated enough to cut out her own tongue. Are you ready to begin?
Point me to the ring.
All right. This Heramont's champion has held the field so far. But how will he do against one of the legendary Silent Sisters? We'll find out as the Warden faces Lady Hanashan, who proved her worth to Paragon Ashtith the Grey by cutting out her own tongue. And to our Prince Balin by fighting in his name.
For the future King Heramont.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
It will be done. You shall not touch me! It will be done.
they're pretty easy.
The winner is the great... Heremont will be pleased, Warden. The Silent Sister support was a great boost for Balin. Are you ready for your next opponent?
Who am I fighting?
This should be a good match. You'll battle Wojek Ivo, master of all weapons, prisoner of none. He makes it a point never to use the same technique twice. Are you ready to begin?
Yes.
All right then, I'll see you out there. This round is paired combat. Just as Kiatchet fought as King Bloodlik II, defending our empire, so have dwarves always fought alongside a second. Master of all weapons, prisoner of none. Wojek Ivo has never won the same way twice. What will he do today, lords and ladies? And will it win the day for Prince Balin? Grey Warden, choose your second, for you face Wojek Ivo and Valans.
In support of Lord Heremont, I choose Basil as my second.
You honor me.
Last one standing will be declared victor. Fight! Oh, and get it!
Of course.
The winner is... Wojek Ivo is one of the best this arena has seen, Warden. Heremont picked wisely. Are you ready for your next opponent? This is the championship round. A full squad-on-squad combat. Piotr Naidukan leads the same team he's taken to victory in over a dozen Deep Roads expeditions. Are you ready to face the final test?
My dog is dreaming.
May the ancestors choose wisely.
I think she just woke herself up.
This is the glory proving. Fought under the eye, only 2 warriors remain. Fighting for his royal cousin Balin, Piotr Naidukan has led his team to triumph over every unit so far. Challenging him on behalf of Lord Heremont, the Grey Warden has risen from nothing to stand at the competition summit. Each will lead a full unit of 4 soldiers to see once and for all whom the ancestors favor.
You fight well, but your judgment is questionable. The throne will never leave House Naidukan.
I dedicate my triumph to Heremont's victory.
Last one standing will be declared victor. Fight!
But we get everyone to move over here.
On it very well.
Everyone focus on that guy.
Maker's breath! I tried to be merciful!
It shall be a
Here's some trouble! It's done.
So loud.
You will pay for that!
Shit, yeah, be careful. still alive.
Go where?
Go tackle that.
The winner is the Grey Warden! Congratulations! You defeated the man Prince Trian himself once called the Horns of my army. Do you deny this Grey Warden has earned the championship? Then it is my honor to declare this Grey Warden champion of the Proving, who has shown that the ancestors favor Lord Heremont.
May the assembly, may the assembly heed the ancestors and choose Heremont.
The ancestors speak through you. Congratulations, Warden.
You showed them. The ancestors are smiling on Lord Heremont today.
Do not disturb me. I must meditate before my fight.
Time to leave. Time to go to Tapster's. Save it before I go out.
Of all the...
Yes.
I don't know if I can hit Tapster's Tavern from all the way
you
over
never
here.
did tell me how you passed the time in that cage for so long.
No, I didn't.
So... what did you do in there?
A training exercise. I would observe an object, and then try to think of all the words in your language which began with the same letter as its name.
That? Wait, just wait. You're joking again, aren't you?
No.
You are not telling me that you played I Spy against yourself for 20 days?
There are a lot of things in Lothering that begin with G.
I tried Dwarven Ale once. I thought it was just something they tricked surfers into drinking, as a joke.
Atrust Vala, stranger. You must be the Grey Warden we heard about. Welcome to Tapster's. I'm Cora, your hostess. How may I serve you?
I'd like a drink.
With 52 types of ale, 17 types of mead, and a dozen imported wines, we should be able to serve your needs. What do you have?
A round of your best brew for myself and the house.
Someone's feeling generous. A round of Valentis Red for everyone. This, my friend, is the Paragon of Ales. The best your money can buy. Enjoy.
I won't disappear chasing a lie. I won't.
I don't understand.
What do you want? Hey, I heard about you. Grey Warden, coming from the surface. Great crisis in the world. People are saying how you've thrown yourself on Heremont's wagon train. I figured you'd be the one, you know, who could help me find Branka. But I guess you're just like all the rest.
Should I know you or this Branka?
Branka's a paragon.
I'm gonna head back to the assembly.
Smart enough to be raised in the last 4 generations. She's a smith. Invented some kind of new coal that burns clean. It's been 2 years since she disappeared down the deep roads, and your boss never gave her a thought. I wonder, what does he think he can get from her now? I know he's been poking around, trying to find things out about her, what she was looking for. Won't tell me spit, though. He looking to take it for himself? A little lost technology of the ancients to throw Balin right out of the picture? You are looking for it. Of course, that's all anyone cares about. Well, sod off and sod your mother too. I need a bleeding drink. You keep on your errands.
I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help to decide who's worthy? And Lord Dennick Helmi, honored Desher of the Ors. You understand what I'm saying, right? On the surface, there are no castes, and it works fine. Am I? Very good. I guess someone already told you I was good for nothing, drinking my life away at tapsters. Or did they leave off at greatest? You know, most smiths and tavern keeps would make decent Desher. Orzammar are so mired in tradition, no one bothers asking if the castes are even necessary.
So how does the caste system work anyway?
Badly. Oh, you're serious? Well, it's simple, I guess. The king and elected Deshers of the assembly are at the top. Then it's the nobles. Then the warriors and all the craftsmen. At the bottom are servants. The casteless and criminals are below even that. Your caste is determined by that of your same-sex parent. And that's where you stay your whole life, whatever your skill. Me and 79 other fine, upstanding examples of how someone who's born into every privilege inevitably wants more. They're not fond of my views on equality.
I should get going. Talk to this guy.
Atrasvala, champion. I hear your performance in the proving was nothing short of amazing. I must thank you for bringing both Baisel and Guidon back into the fight. His lordship was touched to see his old friends stand for him. There can no longer be any doubt where your sympathies lie. If you're ready, Lord Harrowmont will see you now.
Excellent, lead the way.
His lordship is looking forward to meeting you.
I appreciate what you have done, Warden, and I apologize for putting one of your rank through such trials. I am Lord Pyrell Harrowmont, and I thank you for your efforts to help me preserve King Endrin's throne.
Why would Endrin prefer you over his own son?
You may not know the story, but Balin is actually the youngest of three. Endrin's eldest, Trian, was murdered in the Deep Roads not a year ago. His middle son was found standing over the body and was exiled. But I've always found it suspicious that Balin knew just where to look. Endrin loved his sons too much to voice such suspicions. But he knew Balin's only interest in ruling was to further his own power.
You believe you'd be a better king?
I have never sought the throne. My role was to serve Endrin, first as his advisor, then as an elected Desher in the Assembly. Harrowmont has never been king, and I always assumed Trian would rule after his father. But both Endrin and my colleagues have asked me to step up, and I will not back down when Orzammar needs me. The Assembly represents the voices of the wisest, most noble families. While we need a single king to preside over important functions and lead us in battle, the Assembly better represents all in Orzammar. For us, the Darkspawn are a constant menace, so a blight may not elicit the same urgency you are used to. Ultimately, the Assembly decides what troops to send. If they no longer fear civil war, they'll have no reason to hold back. If you want my support to count, I will have to be king, and right now, there is no sure way to get there. Have you heard of a woman named Jarvia and the criminal carter she runs?
I take them out, you take the credit. Was that the plan?
I'm glad you're so eager. If you help me shut her down, we can show the Assembly I am the right king to defend Orzammar. Jarvia hides her base in Dust Town, the raw edges of the city where no one lives but casteless and criminals. If you would help me in this, it would show the Assembly that I
am
not
eating a
Balin,
payday right now.
have the ability to defend and rule this city.
Aldeal Jarvia, be ready to help against the Blight.
Do this, and I promise if I take the throne, I will not stop until the Assembly sends your troops. Look for Jarvia in Dust Town. Do whatever it takes to see that justice is served.
His Lordship appreciates your support.
Lord Balin swears revenge on Grey Wardens. He is like a mad surfacer dog, say insiders.
And I'm gonna go back to the Assembly and talk to that one guy.
Orzammar questions Lord Harriman's ability to win the throne without Grey Warden assistance. Will they fight the Darkspawn for him as well?
Harriman! Now sucker the warden. Balin will not... allow it.
Attack that one.
Of course. Right then. It will be cool.
Bravo!
Attack that one.
Order.
There is no hope for you now.
I know he needs at least 32 strength. Actually see something. First needs to be put into his dexterity.
It will be done. Very well.
Waiting the bodies